Live from the City of Angels, it's Sunday night. From tonight's live MMT Camp Miasma, the track you're listening to. Guys, I am crushing so hard on this film. These are the nights that I love doing this show because this is the headline to me. Yes, I'm going to drag Critical Drinker. We're going to hammer all the grifters for Odyssey becoming Nolan's biggest film. But look, Camp Miasma is just lights out cinema, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. We'll talk about it momentarily. Welcome to MMT. The music usage in this film is just on fucking point. I had a great weekend at the multiplex. We had Tony and then Camp Miasma, and both are the best in the best films of the year for us here at MMT. So get ready, but let's start with welcome in here live, everyone, by the way. Let's start with something that is really fun to look at, unless you're a grifter, right? One of those anti-wokers who really desperately tried to destroy the Odyssey. And it didn't happen, did it? I told you it wasn't gonna happen. Remember the video I posted warning you guys not to bet against Nolan? But you did. You said, well, I don't know, the casting's gonna wreck the movie. And I also think that the dislikes on the trailer are gonna really affect the box office. Well, guys, look over my shoulder here. Do you see it? It's Christopher Nolan clowning the grifters. Look at this. This is just what an eventful evening tonight as we rail on the grifters, because as you see here from the official Odyssey account on X, that this is the #1 film all time for Christopher Nolan now, with $1.1 billion globally. What happened to our boys who thought this was going to tank? Where are they? Let's check in with a couple of them. Do you guys want to start? Let's go check in with the critical grifter. As I said, the Doink the Clown of the film space. He is a gimmick. That's all he is. Outfit him with another goofy gimmick. Look at me, I'm the critical drinker. And I sound like Robin Leach. It's bad, dude. Listen here. Let's listen to what he had to say about how this film would perform. Listen up, everybody.
Is it going to reach Oppenheimer levels of success? Probably not.
I missed that.
Is it going to reach Oppenheimer levels of success? Probably not. Is it going to reach Oppenheimer levels of success? Probably not.
Oh, hold on, you guys. Let's go back to this page right here that says, help me out. Can you guys help me read here? Christopher Nolan's highest grossing film of all time. Where's my boy, the critical grifter? Now, listen, let's also, as I drag this dude and others here tonight, and we talk about two awesome films. This is my night, MMT. Wow, the gold standard, baby. Don't forget it. Here's what I'm going to tell you, is that when I watched this video that came from, okay, it's an excerpt, but it's clearly, he says what he says. But I want you to really pay attention here, as he is hedging his bets on the back end of this trailer reaction video he posted a few weeks ago for the Odyssey. Listen to how it's maybe, but don't know, I don't think, probably not. This is not fortitude. This is not sticking the landing. This is flim-flamming. The flim-flamming critical grifter. Have a listen to this, and let's discuss.
I couldn't give a shit about any of these casting controversies. I mean, Christopher Nolan is one of the few star directors out there who can sell tickets on his name alone, so I definitely wouldn't count him out with this one. Is it going to reach Oppenheimer levels of success? Probably not, but I do think it'll turn a healthy profit. And what the hell? Maybe he'll surprise us all and create a genuine masterpiece.
Okay, do you see what we're doing? We're vacillating back and forth between, I don't know, maybe, possibly, but listen, here's what he ultimately comes down on. Listen to our boy, the critical Doink the Clown Grifter.
With the Odyssey, but I don't know, man. I've got this weird little feeling that he might have gone a bridge too far with this one.
You're right. He may have gone a bridge too far, but wait, does he say but? Hold on, listen.
Either way.
Yeah, either way. This guy's a fucking laughing stock. And you guys are subscribed to him at 2.5 million subscribers to listen to this fucking wishy-washy politician bullshit from this guy? The Flim Flammer. What is this shit? It's terrible. Guys, if I was doing this, right, I'm going to do 2 evaluations here live tonight. I'm going to do Can't Miasma, which love, and Tony, adore. These are 2 great films, okay? You're not going to hear me go, well, maybe, but, I don't, well, possibly. I like, but no. This is not at all fortitude. This is not certainty. This is trying to make certain that you cover both sides of the coin when you flip it in the air. And this is bullshit. This is a garbage video. And the fact that this guy has, let's check how many views. This dude has 3.7 million views on this grifting bullshit that has no fucking guts, man. No guts. Dudes, you can say whatever you want about the ace, but I can promise you this. You do not say I don't have guts. I've got plenty of that. I drag whoever I damn well want here. This guy, on the other hand, Mr. Flammy, ridiculous, no fucking spine, the critical drinker. What a great fucking gimmick. This dude, done. I'm done. If you guys ever send me another critical grifter video, I swear to God, I am not watching this shit. This shit makes you actively stupider. And then he's going to find the next film that he's going to attack. And then, look, I got this one right, but I got this one wrong. These people are unbelievable. Odyssey at 1.1. Where are the haters? I don't know. Is he going to make a video? Let's check. Hold on. Since we're here on the Critical Grifter, let's see if he's followed this up with anything. We go to his homepage here on YouTube. Let's see what the latest video is. The latest video is She-Hulk literally killed careers. Dude, what are you doing, bro? This is some fucking spineless shit. Critical drinker, I want you to know something that I know, and I know other people know. And now that we're on to you, and I'm glad that someone finally turned me on to you because I'd heard all this critical grifter is the best thing ever. Bro, I'm going to explain something to you. I don't care if you have 10 billion subscribers. What I do here on MMT buries your bitch ass any fucking day of the week and twice on Sunday. You got to understand that. This is not a competition between me and you. And of course you're saying that. Oh, look at me, I have this many viewers. Dude, if I made a video as flim-flammy as that, I'd be embarrassed. And the fact you haven't even followed it up with anything. You have a She-Hulk video you posted today. Bro, I hope you make a video out of this. I'd hope you do. You won't, because you know that's what cowards do. They don't actually say, well, I was wrong. But then again, you know what you're probably going to say? Look, I said both things because I'm a politician. You want to run for mayor here? Karen Bass, we need to replace her, no question about it, with this town. Let's bring you in, Critical Grifter, because clearly you are very good at just saying shit and nothing sticking. You're a great politician, but I'm not done dragging. That's one. Yeah, right. But that's his shtick, right? Look, here's my shtick. By the way, I watched him live. Dude, what I do live, no contest. Grifter, you got to have your boy who's covered up under an avatar join you. You can't even do a live straight. I'll do this for an hour, and we will kick ass doing live reviews, doing live reactions, bringing in comments. This is what we do here at MMT. That's why we're the gold standard. So don't even bother. I don't care if you have, again, 10 billion subscribers. It doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, you put us up and it's a blind taste test, they are going to say, who the fuck is this clown? And yes, you, the Critical Grifter. Go make your videos. I hope I see you sometime. I'm going to call you the Grifter in person, bro, because no one says that about me. They say the ace is the man. Oh, yeah, but here's the thing, Omega Swiper. You know why I have guts? Because I'm objective. Because I'm a journalist at heart, right? This is why, by the way, Grifter, guess what I have that you don't, buddy? You ready for this one? I've got an Emmy. You don't have an Emmy. Exactly. I have an Emmy and you don't. But who gives a shit, right? But this proves But, right? Except that I have an Emmy and you don't. I mean, so it is kind of something. Here's the reality. I am a journalist, okay? And ultimately, that's what makes us the best, is objectivity leads you to places that you need to go. You have to be available to consider all options and weigh them without having to parrot the narrative to your fucking cult audience. And that's what you do. You are a cult. You run a cult over there. You're anti-woke bullshit cult. You make fun of the woke, and guess what? You say they're cultish, you are too. You both suck, okay? Both sides of the coin suck dick. Very clearly, okay? This is how I wanted to start. And we're not even ready. The reviews are amazing tonight, guys. This is going to be a fun night. I'm not done. I got someone else I want to drag. Okay, we're done with the critical grifter for now. But we do have a new grifter of the week. It's Alan Ng. You guys ready? Here's Alan is, in case you don't know who Alan is, and frankly, I don't blame you. Here's what I tell you. Sorry, Alan. You earned this shit. I'm just going to let you know, Alan. You 100% earned what I am about ready to do to you, okay? Because all I've seen out of you is some serious grifting, bro. Okay, this is a tweet that I came across last night. I was down in Orange County, your stomping grounds, and I went to go see One Night Only again. I love that film. We'll talk about it in a little bit. It's a real shame it did not do well, okay? That's coming up too. But here, let's read this. Alan Ng. This is a tweet. The Odyssey is still a flop, but what lesson did we learn? What, like, at this point, what are you doing, dude? This is like, again, you are straight up clown. This is a clown tweet, right? It's a flop. I mean, it's even it's not funny, right? And listen, Alan, I like you. You're a good dude, but I can promise you one thing. On the air, you are straight up Ambien. Okay, if I am watching you do something on Film Threat, which I unfortunately have occasionally stumbled upon the stuff, I am like, I need to watch out because I don't need to fall asleep at 1 p.m. I've got to go to the gym, and this isn't helping me. If a film critic likes a movie you hate, you call them a shill. If a film critic hates a movie you like, you call them a shill. Oh, no, you don't. Let me read my reply to you. A shill, Alan, is some clown who likes everything. Let me just help you out with what the true definition of shill is. In this case, though, your over-the-top hatred of the Odyssey qualifies as grifter. So you're phony adjacent. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, our grifter of the week, all of Film Threat, but Alan Ng for buying into Chris Gore's bullshit. Chris Gore is a very incredibly selfish person. I told you this story before. I'll make it as short as possible. For over a year, he had a kid here in LA that's a sweet kid, a good kid, someone that used to come to our movie Twitter meetups. He had that kid drive him all over town to use him as his driving Miss Daisy chauffeur to take him to screenings. And the reason he got the kid to say yes, because the kid said, I want to go to the movie too. But instead of just saying, I'll meet you at the theater like I would do, he says, can you come pick me up all the way across LA and Pasadena, then drive me all the way to Century City, and then, by the way, when it's over, drive me home. You're telling me that's a good person? I don't think so. Good luck finding dirt on me like that. Sorry, but Weber's divorced. Oh my God, he's fucking divorced. Wow, what a fucking revelation. You guys, you don't have it because I'm not that guy. You don't have stories of me showing up in people's DMs being totally creepy. Well, there's one that you guys thought, but the chick was hitting on me, man. So screw you guys. And also, dude, I can pull ass. I ain't no fucking Jabba the Hutt, bro. I can pull ass, bro. Look, I mean, what kind of guy rolls up in this kit? By the way, tonight, Bolton Wanderers. This is one of my favorites, right? It's perfect. First of all, who has a better aesthetic than us? Nobody. Not Film Threat, certainly not Critical Grifter. None of these people, man. Not Friday Night Tights with 10 boxes of people that aren't as interesting as one here. Alan's not only delusional, he's boring. Kuzma, listen, he's not delusional. He's playing a role, right? They're act. It's an act. This is not an act for me, clearly. I hope you guys can see that. This is not an act. This is very real. What I do is extremely authentic, okay? None of this is forced. This is straight up. Now, sometimes I do go too far, and it's like leaning into stuff, but it's not like I'm making things up. He's actively constructing shit so that they can have that for their audience to play off of, right? Did you see the clip? I'm just as quick. I don't want to waste time on this, but I'm going to tell you real quickly. Can I just ask you a question? I watched a clip, and I could find it, but I'm just going to explain it real quickly. You've got Chris Gore talking about the Odyssey, and he says there is a chink in the armor here, which of course we all said. And people get canceled for that now because chink, obviously a derogatory term. But you look at it, it's a thing that we used to say when we were kids. Everyone used to say that. So now it's changed. And then but here's the worst part. He says that, and that's fine. I don't really care. But then he goes, and I'm not talking about Alan Ng. I mean, can you imagine being so low that you are literally the butt of the joke? Right? He's the Ed McMahon to what Chris believes to be Johnny Carson, more like Chevy Chase when he tried to host a show. Holy shit. You guys want to see some bad stuff? Go watch the Chevy Chase talk show when it debuted in the early to mid 90s. Some awful shit. That's what they have going over there. Praised a film showing child killings. Exactly. We talk about the film buff. No, dude. They praised Ice Cream Man. Wow, how great this is. This film got made. Dude, you're a parent. Al, let me remind you, you're a parent. Why are you watching abhorrent shit like kids killing their parents? And not just killing them, but like torture porn. Eli Roth. Garbage, right? I'm not watching that shit. I told you guys, Terrifier, same thing, too far, right? Torture porn, Hostel, Saw, no, not my thing. And now you've got this Ice Cream Man. They're like, oh, it's good. You guys are unbelievable. We're going to drag the Odyssey for some casting, and we're going to say yes to Ice Cream Man. Unbelievable. And by the way, I've heard it's horrible. Not just the fact that it's troubling and concerning and definitely crossing a line, but beyond that, looking at traffic numbers seems Stone Threat is a flop. Really? Is that right? Well, I mean, listen, our traffic numbers are great. Honestly, they are. Because look, at the end of the day, we get a ton of people that come in and they see what they see and they go, I like this. I like this guy. I might not agree with him, but I like what he does. And that's what I hear a lot. The people say, listen, I don't always line up with how you view things, but I believe that every single time that you take the mic, every time that I watch a video, you are authentic. You are not making shit up. You're not bullshitting a bunch of stuff. And that is what we do, and we do it better than anyone else. There's no one in the film space that can do what I do. And also, let's talk about this quickly as I get ready to show the range here. We are talking box office here with this film. Spider-Man also killing it, $1.67 billion. Total global, over $1 billion overseas cash alone, 600 plus million domestic, unbelievable. But what I'm gonna do is I can go for box office, and I'm gonna turn and talk about Camp Miasma, which is a very small indie film from the same director who brought you I Saw the TV Glow, which I was not a huge fan of. This film though, whoa, baby, this is some orgasmic stuff. I mean, this film deals with that, but it also is, honest to God, it is, thank you, Red Spice, I appreciate it. I thank you so much for the memberships and everybody who contributes. Because, listen, at the end of the day, remember, when I make these videos and I start with music from tonight's film, when I show tonight's final track, which is going to be a tribute to someone that I absolutely loved when I was a DJ way back when, these all demonetize the stream. But remember, I'm not really concerned about that. I'm concerned about making a good show and being authentic and being objective and journalistically strong and then being very, very fearless. And I think that that's what we do here. Let's go ahead and show you the range right now. You guys ready? We're going to show you how MMT gets down, because we are going to go from dragging the shills and the grifters to a film that is one of my favorite of 2026. I was not ready for my reaction to what I saw today in Camp Miasma. But, this needs to be very, very clear to you. This is really, really lights out. As I said, orgasmic cinema. Yeah, I know, right? I've never said that. Well, I did now. Here comes a taste of tonight's first MMTE. It's Camp Miasma.
You can always turn it off.
Love is the heart of love is the heart.
We're getting started momentarily. Get ready. Give me a taste of it. Okay, so we'll pause there. This is, oh my God, guys, I knew very, very early in this film that it was going to be something that I was going to literally lose my shit over, because I could tell by the title sequence. Oh, man. This is a beautiful homage to 80s slasher flicks. Clearly Friday the 13th. And you look at what Jane has done with the direction on this film, it's about a reboot of the essentially Friday the 13th franchise, and so on the nose. The font, everything about the way that this thing looks, when you go back and look at Camp Miasma, it looks exactly like Friday the 13th. And the way that it is so smart and meta about making films, right? The director here has to go in and recreate this, and she's fighting with the studio. So you get a lot of that, again, meta Hollywood stuff that I was not expecting. And then trying to get her vision, and then meeting up with the original star of the film, Gillian Anderson. Guys, wow. I just love how strange and hypnotic this film is, and the directorial choices across the board, from some of the shots, the wide angles, to the oneer where the killer goes wild inside the camp when we watch the actual film. I think that's where this film just goes, oh my God, wow. We are doing some stuff that I am just so into right now. Once we go and start watching the original Camp Miasma, the 80s version, I'm telling you guys, it is so perfectly done that I was, again, just like on the edge of my seat, just totally dialed in. I talk about this, it doesn't happen often. When I go to a movie and everything zones out and you're just like this, right? You're like this the entire time. That is how I was watching this Camp Miasma. And again, I was not even the biggest fan of TV Glow, but this is really, God, man, the world building here is top notch. The lore of the original, and then building on that, recreating it, going back to the camp where they shot it. It looks like Wes Anderson kind of, right? It's almost like a Wes Anderson horror film when you look at this film. The music usage here, including the track we listened to off the top from Sally Shapiro. Oh, and there's a Counting Crows sequence. Oh, dudes. I'm going to see it again this week. I might see it tomorrow. I'm not kidding you. But let's talk about the cast, because there are multiple really good performances here. It's really a two-hander. When you talk about this film, give me 1 second, I got to pull it up. And you look at it, and you've got Gillian Anderson, who, of course, plays the star of the original 80s film, okay? And then you have the gal from Hacks, which I don't watch Hacks, but I can tell you this, that she's good. She's really good. Hannah Einbinder, she's naked in this too. So guys, and I'm not, she looks good naked. Okay. I'm just going to be honest with you. And so you've got both these performances, the two-hander, and I love both. And I would even consider them for awards. Honestly, Hannah does some really cool stuff here. And then Jillian is doing a Matthew McConaughey kind of voice to this ex-starlet who was in the slasher and then kind of saw her career go to hell. So all this is right here for you. Everything about this film is a positive for me. I'm at a 94% tonight on Camp Miasma. I had no clue that I would be this high on this film. I had a feeling that I would have a problem with it because I was not a big fan of TV Glow. I didn't hate it. I liked the style of it. I liked some of it. This film is much more accessible, okay? Very clear that you understand this. Camp Miasma is not too weird. It's just weird enough. There is a trans angle, but I think that the trans angle here really works. I do. Sometimes we talk about woke, right? And I'm not saying that I don't have issues with some things that are, quote, woke. In fact, the film even talks about woke, which is funny. I think this is smart. It's got the wink, right? The wink action. Here's the woke stuff. It talks that way. It acts that way. And then you have the trans thing, but it's really well done. You guys, trust me on this. If you have an issue with some of these things, I need you to watch Camp Miasma. It's actually called Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, but let's just call it Camp Miasma. It's a lot cleaner, right? It's cleaner. But you got to see it. I want you to see this film because when you see it, you're going to come back and you're going to say, oh, my Lord, this film is exactly what the Ace said, straight cinematic fire, orgasmic cinema. It is. It is so great. I cannot wait to see it again. This will go down as a classic. I really do mean that. This will be a cult classic. Okay, this is going to be a film that people talk about years from now. That's how good this film is across every level. And I am so certain this is going to be a top 5 film for us this year. Top 5, unless we have like masterpiece after masterpiece in this award season. I highly doubt it. This is a top 5, and I would actually right now, as I sit here tonight, because I have to, ruminate on stuff and sit on it, by the end of the year, I could see a path for Camp Miasma to be the number 1 film of 2026 for MMT. I could see that happen. That is insane. Okay? So I did not expect this. But that's what I do. Guys, we talked about it before, right? Leave that up. I'll get to Elise in a second. Here's what I do. I am always open to the possibility that maybe, right? You can think that maybe this isn't going to work. I have a feeling, I've heard, but at the end of the day, I erase everything and we start with frame 1. And you have to have the availability in your very being to go where the film is going and to allow it to do what it's doing, and then you can be fully involved, as I talk about the magic eye reviewing, where you're seeing the entire page pop off in 3D. I'm not looking here, I'm looking at all the elements separate. This is what makes us better and more talented, because you have to be always open to the possibility. And to the anti-woke channels, you're never going to be able to do what I do because you're not open to it and your audience isn't open to it, so you can't go there. I can go wherever I want. Okay, this is the Riddler's channel from the Batman. No matter how big it ever got, it'll always be that. It'll never change from that core function of what this channel does, which is to be objective and fearless and to really get after films like this. And I mean get after and like promote the shit out of them. Impossible to believe this compete with Obsession. It's dude, it's more cinematic. It is. Obsession's a great film. I think, look, this is a film from a directorial standpoint and a cinematic aesthetic standpoint that is the number 1 film of this year. No question about that. Zero. And I am the biggest Obsession fan, right? I called it a horror masterpiece. Well, guess what? I think we have 2. Because if I think the direction here, I think the screenplay for sure in Obsession's more accessible, but I will say this, Miasma is still much more accessible than TV Glow. So you need to know that. And I also don't want to, I address something real quickly. I had someone, I think it's a guy who goes under the name Yui Bowl on Twitter. I don't think it's really him. It's someone else who's kind of got a cult following. You came after me, I think, the other day. I hope you're watching, guy, because I'm going to drag you for a second. And you said, why are you going after Ice Cream Man when you have this Camp Miasma, which has trans shit? You're just as bad as the Grifters, okay, buddy? You're just as bad because you're not open to the possibility that maybe this can. You're not. You hadn't even seen it. You're just going to trash it. And who cares? You know what? A filmmaker is allowed to make the film they want. Ice Cream Man, I would never make. I don't want to see it. I'm not going to support it. But I also am not like, don't make the movie. I would never make that film. I would never support that film. But I'm also about art, but there are limits. It's abhorrent to me. I'm not going to watch that. Really sucks. Most of us have to wait. I know, dude, it's only New York, LA. It had 50,000 per location. It was completely sold out tonight. In fact, Hannah was at a live Q&A tonight. I was going to go. It's at 5 o'clock. I had the stream to get ready but I would have loved to hear her talk about it. Hopefully someone posts it because I'm huge on this film. We're going to talk about Tony. Tony's coming up next. It's another one of these platform films you've not seen. Look, by the way, can I just ask you a question before we get ready to do Tony? Any more comments? Let's do them real quickly before we do Tony. Here's what I'm going to tell you is that, did I ruin the film? Anybody, help me out. Did I do a spoiler review? Did I do 10 minutes of synopsis like Film Threat? Did I ruin anyone's experience with this film? No, except I did tell you there's a Counting Crow sequence that's unbelievable. Okay, so fine. You have that knowledge, but I didn't tell you exactly how it goes. Dudes, wow. Love this film. Okay, let's get into another film that I definitely like as well. I thought it was going to be the film that I was going to absolutely be all over. Like, this is the one this weekend. Let's talk about this one. And then funny things happen, right? I go to see Miasma, and I'm like, nope, this is the film I like more, but I still really dig Tony. Let's get a taste of it right now. And then we will do the live MMTE right here. Give me 1 second. We will watch the whole trailer. Just a little, scene setter, little palate cleanser here as we get ready to bring up the trailer for Tony. And then give me 1 second. Here it is. And that's what happens when you're producing and doing it live. Actually, I do have Gone Girl, but I'm pushing the buttons as far as the videos. Ready, set, here we go. Tony MMTE number 2 starts now.
Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through the basic vision. It's a coming-of-age story. Excuse me, I need to speak with you.
Didn't you punch a hole in the principal's door?
You know, a lot's changed since high school. I'm a writer now. The truth is, I'm about to get this huge writing fellowship. Hello?
Mr. Bourdain, the committee has decided to go with another student for the fellowship.
Okay, I'm going to pause right there. It's Anthony Bourdain. As you guys know, this is a film that is really just about one summer for him. At 19 years old, how Bourdain became the man, right? And let's get one thing clear as we get into this film. Okay, you do not need to see the entire life of someone to understand at the core who they are. This is not comprehensive, but that is a thumbs up. I go back to Spencer, a film that is a tight weekend, right? And you don't get to see the entire life of Lady Di, but you learn so much in the course of that weekend. In the course of the summer, you find out what made Bourdain Bourdain, and that's why another reason I like this film, grounded, character-driven, the same kind of stuff that you get out of Matt Johnson, the director here, who gave us the really great, okay, if you've not seen Blackberry, you got to see Blackberry. What a screenplay. And here again, very smart screenplay with those grounded characters. And everyone here feels real. The music usage back in the 70s, so many songs bleed in and out of this film. Really nice, right? And by the way, that costs money. You wonder where the budget went up on this? Because every time you play one of those songs, you got to pay the artist. And some artists want a ton of money for those songs. But the song's the difference between what works and what doesn't work, because that's what you need. Imagine like making a film around a song and you find out, by the way, you can't get the rights to it. I know there's many stories of that, but that can really wreck a film if you had the entire thing built around something and then all of a sudden you're like, well, sorry, you can't get the rights to that. So that's all here. Let's talk about the cast, because you've got lots of really great performances, ensemble across the board, really great. Look, let's talk about the first is Dominic Sessa, who's playing a very similar role to what he did in The Holdovers. It's not a big step, right? So he's doing a very similar version to that. A little bit darker, more twisted, obviously more loquacious. And the verbiage thrown around here is really smart off the top, because Bourdain was a very high IQ dude. So you get that feeling from Sessa, and I really like him. So he's definitely a player for Best Actor this year. Antonio Banderas, you could argue he steals the film. He's so good. And you talk about Banderas as one of those actors that I think we undervalue. And here you remember that he brings a lot to the projects that he's in. Even if he does play a version of himself like every actor does, he's spectacular here. Emilia Jones making up for The Running Man. Well, did you guys see that shit? She wasn't good. The movie was worse. And she's perfectly cast here as the girl that Bourdain is going after this summer on the Cape Cod. And so that all feels very organic and lived in right there on the Cape, where I used to be in Boston. Leo Woodall, who was in one of our favorite films this year, Tuner. If you haven't seen Tuner, definitely see it. By the way, the Tuner bobblehead of Dustin Hoffman still remains on the desk. One of the most random pieces of movie memorabilia that you can imagine right here. This is with a black bear logo on the back. Tuner. But the kid was good in Tuner, and he's very strong here as well. Supporting play as this cocky badass with the Boston accent. And everyone else here, as I look at them, those are the four main players. But everyone else here, including one of the chefs who reminds me a lot of Paul Walter Hauser, he's good. You know, look, again, Tony across the board is a really strong film, and I'm giving it a 91% tonight. One of A24's more accessible films. I think they've really done a great job of getting back to what makes a more accessible film. Remember, they were doing films that were just weird, like TV Glow. You go back to a lot of the stuff they did. Remember all those awful films like The Front Room and Tuesday. Even though those are smaller A24 films, they should never have had an A24 badge on them because it ruins the brand. Now A24 has really started to catch its stride and only hit on more accessible. Still not the obvious Hollywood fare, but more accessible stuff like Tony, like not The Invite. What was it? Yeah, The Invite was A24, amazing, loved. That's another film. But the other one, the Help Me Out with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. That one, the 5-letter word, I'm forgetting. Blackberry was great. All his films have been vastly different and well worth seeing. Mark, no kidding, right? I mean, Mark, I'm gonna. By the way, stick around, Mark, because we're gonna use you in a few minutes. So don't run away, Mark. I'm gonna pimp you here in a minute. I'm gonna give you big ups, as it were. Going way back with a reference. Boy, I don't think that's cool anymore. Too bad. Don't care. But Mark, look, that's Blackberry is really tremendous. And I remember I saw Nirvana. I didn't love the band, the movie, whatever. I thought it was okay. I think it's a short film stretched to a feature, but Blackberry is one of the best films of a few years back, and now you've got this film, and you're looking at a director that really can just feel these grounded, character-driven stories and really deliver them. So I'm very happy with this film. This too, really, for people who come after me all the time, Weber, you drag films. Okay, first of all, we really gave a high grade to Brand New Day. We gave a high grade to Odyssey, high grade, stellar grade tonight for Camp Miasma, and then Tony. So don't tell me I hate films. The difference between me and everybody else is when I hate a film, I am ruthless and I will destroy it because it deserves it, especially if it deserves it. But that's what I do. So to all those people like Weber hates everything. And also, can I just ask you, who has that range? Who has the range from Odyssey to Miasma to Tony to Spider-Man to, right? And then bounce around to a film like Tuner to Omaha. He was one of those Oklahoma towns. Omaha. You look at these are small films. Most people don't see them. Do you think that any of these big shilly grifter accounts even talk about these films? No. Even Gore. I'll take Gore on any day because God knows he has to run everything through a lens. Well, he's the independent film guy. Yeah, he's an anti-woke guy because no one wanted to watch him when he was doing that shit. The difference between me and you, Gore, is people want to watch me when I don't have to talk about grifting shit like you do because I'm better, baby, and you know it. You know it in your heart. You told me so. You told me I'm good. I know that. I'm glad you did because now I have that. You can never take that away. And that was, dude, I know you meant it. So that's beautiful. That's why I love it. Because I have credibility. You do not. You're the author of a celebrity's poop book. Okay? I'm not kidding you guys. He wrote a book called Celebrities Poop. I'll have to look it up. I'll show you guys. You won't believe me. How the biopic should be made, right? Yeah, because why do I have to be so expansive? No, look, I like Michael. Michael's very expansive. I know it's not the whole thing, but still, right? You get a lot of his life. This is just one summer. A 19-year-old kid who becomes Anthony Bourdain after doors shut, right? In life, doors close. And you have to be open to the next one. You cannot say, this door, I got to get it open. Sometimes it's over, right? You go back to divorce. Sometimes you just got to move on, right? It happens. So in life, if something says, I'm done, you move on. And I think that's what Tony really displays as well, that it's also about how things in life happen for a reason. And because you are open, again, getting back to the big 50,000-foot view tonight on the stream, right? The ability to be open with the mind to always be available to maybe, okay? Always be available to maybe. And then go from there. It's much easier. But yes, this is a good film. Let's go ahead and bring him in. I promise Mark, he's still sitting here, and he's like, when am I going to... There you go, Mark. Let's bring you in right now. This is a tweet. Let's talk about a film that I'm really, really sad. Okay? Tonight, I've had a really good day, but one night only, straight up. I'm not going to say bomb, but just let's call it underperformed. I'm literally making the thing right now. Here it is. There's my sad little graphic I just made live. Here's the reality. This is a great film. It's a very good sitcom. It's another film I like. Guys, oh my God. Wait a second. Am I in a winning streak? Holy God, I think I am. Hold on. One Night Only. Spider-Man. Just going recently. One Night Only, Spider-Man. Camp Miasma. Tony. What am I missing? There's something in there. Okay? These are all great. What? These are all very good films. Wow. What a generational run we're in right here in 2026. I'm going to put One Night Only on my best of the year. I saw it twice. I'm going to put it number 10. It's definitely going in the top 10. But look, One Night Only did not do well. Let's just quickly pull it up because, Mark, I'm going to bring you in. And I'm glad you said this because I'm like, I know I'm not the only person who saw this movie the way it is. Okay, here it is. This is your tweet you sent to me last night. Aside from Callum, is it Callum? It's Callum, right? I was surprised just how much I enjoyed this, talking about One Night Only. Fun throwback vibes. Best use of the Purge concept. Great music. Smoking hot Monica Barbaro. Of course. Yes. And some interesting societal commentary, like I said, about the mandates. COVID was the clear target here, and that's one of the reasons that Film Twitter didn't like this film. There's two reasons. I'll tell you why in a second. This is going to be fun because I'm going to drag Film Twitter again. A major disservice to call this the sex purge because it's so much more than that. Thank you, Mark. And for that, my friend, again, dude, this guy is good. Mark, give him a follow on Twitter. Mark, what's your thing? Van Mark McLeod. Did I say it right? Is it Cloud? McLeod. Like Gavin McLeod. It's a Cloud, isn't it? Listen, Mark, you're dead on again. We see films almost the same. It's really weird. It's kind of weird. But here's what I'm going to tell you is you nailed it. And here's one of the reasons that people did not like this film. They pulled up. This is a tweet. I mean, I can just riff on it, but I'll bring it up because I think it's very important that you guys understand that this is what happened here, okay? There's two things. One's funny and one's more serious, okay? You ready? Here it is. Okay, the first one is this. Film Twitter trashing One Night Only, which they have, is 1,000% expected as they are the biggest collection of outcasts on the planet who, if put into the premise of getting picked to have sex on one night of the year, would be at home watching Pornhub because ain't no one selecting them in real life. You know it's true. Guys, is that not accurate? You know it's true. Dude, Film Twitter, oddballs. Island of Misfit Toys, right? Just straight up. You guys know the choo-choo with the square wheels, the dolly that cries, and whatever the elephant was. You guys remember from Rudolph. Don't pretend you don't. Okay, but look, you're looking at okay, but that's the funny one. Here's the real one. Okay, let me go in and find it. I want to make sure I get it exactly right. I don't misquote myself. I'm so serious here with it. I got to make sure I get my quotes right on what I said. All right, here we go. This is it. This is exactly the same thing that I talked about with why this film was trashed. Okay, here it is. This is the other reason. Then Film Twitter, roll up. I want you. Hey, let's talk about this for a minute. Tell me if I'm right. Let's have a pause here and let's have some conversation. So if you want to bring in a comment, I will listen to you right now because I need you to come in after I say what I'm going to say. Let's also state that Film Twitter leans hard left. We agree, right? We all have to agree on that. And 100, they were behind all the COVID mandate insanity, which this film skewers. If you've seen One Night Only, you know it does, even though it doesn't say COVID. They're talking about COVID. Don't act like they're not. Hard to rally behind a film that puts a mirror to your authoritarian supporting face, isn't it? Right? Right? Because you're the person who's like, 3 feet, 6 feet. What was it? How many feet? Right? Take your shots. What else? What else do we have? Stay inside. Don't go to the movies. Close the movie theaters. LA shut down for how many months? 6 months? I had to drive to Vegas to seek Tenet. So, right, these people don't want to see that. But they're not talking about COVID. They're talking about COVID. That they didn't say COVID because it'd be too on that you guys would really lose your shit. But that's the thing is, right, I saw a tweet that's true. What happened during COVID is who you are. Guess what happened to me during COVID? I was out. I was doing things. I was at the gym. Well, I mean, the gym was my park, local park. The police came. Did I tell you that? A guy called. Speaking of losers, right, during COVID, a guy called when I was at the park doing push-ups, trying to stay in shape because I'm ripped. It's true. Don't make me show my abs again, guys. I don't want to do it. But here's the reality, is that was the worst of humanity. And a lot of people really played into that and really got on board with that. I didn't. I was all over saying, no, this isn't right. We can't do this shit. So if you see a film that makes fun of that, in fact, there's a great line when Monica is at a detective's desk and she's like, you don't have to follow this stuff. It's a mandate. And the detective's like, well, my pension depends on it. That's COVID. You guys, wake up. Understand. And this is what I like talking about too. Guess what? Guess who's not going to talk about this? Your boy Chris Stuckman, your boy Jeremy Johns, your girl Grace Randolph, your grifter friends. They do what makes them money. I'm doing shit that's uncomfortable. And guess what? I'm right too. So if you have a film that shows that, you're not going to like this film. Tell me if I'm right. Frosty the Wonder Bitch, right? Frosty was all about, stay home, everybody. We can't go to the movies. It's not safe. And now he's like, go to the movies. You're a joke. Frosty, you're a fucking clown. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You are a clown, dude. You need a Ringling Brothers, Barnum Bailey. It's coming back. And you, my friend, would be a great addition to the show because I think they got rid of the animals, right? Is animal cruelty. So now, Frosty, you can be one of the clowns, throw the things in the air, do your thing. You're pretty short, so you could probably play one of the short people in the show. Notice I said short people. I didn't say the word. Does Weber get canceled? I don't care if people care for one night only. It just looks like a night out. No, listen, it was fun, Superior, dude. It's really good. Mark saw the right film. I saw the right film. It's a great film. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. Guys, we got 15 minutes. Let's see what else I got to get to here because I'm only doing an hour. You know how I do these things? 1 hour, it's all you get. So if you have comments, come in now. I'll get to as many as possible in the comment blast closeout because it's coming up. It's coming up. Milk toast, 100%. 100%. It's by the way, Robert, it's not spelled like that, but it's okay. It's okay. Just know that for future reference, it's spelled really different. So but you're right. He is 100% milk toast. But I'm just it's one word. But I'm just Robert. No, but it's good. It's good. Do I have to Spice? I had pizza last night. There it is. I had pizza. So my hold on. Let's see. You see? There it is. I had a little bit. So honest to God, I kid you not. I got a Donato's pizza from Red Robin. You guys know that Red Robin has Donato's pizza. You're like, what the hell is he talking about? Donato's pizza is a Columbus, Ohio chain. I grew up with that. So I found out that Red Robin here in Los Angeles, Orange County, when I was there yesterday, has Donato's. And I go, I got to eat his Donato's. I ate the entire pizza. So I'm going to the gym tomorrow. I've got all this salt and bloat in it. I don't know, Slacker, because sometimes I don't. Here's the wild. Just quickly on that, and then we'll get to our cinema champion tonight, which, by the way, is Olivia Wilde. Olivia Wilde, you have won tonight. You can pick up your trophy. It's not my Emmy, because this is Miami. You do not get this trophy for being cinema champion, but we will get some kind of trophy that signifies you're a cinema champion, and we'll find you out and about and hand it to you for what you've done. But it's not going to be the Emmy. But look, real quickly on X, the reason I don't have comments on there is because I don't want to deal. When I was going after the Grifters, their cult was coming after me. Now, I don't have time for this shit. Come on the channel. You want to talk? We'll do it on the channel. Do it civilly. Civilly. Think about the community. Do it civilly, and we will have a conversation. But I'm not going to have it here. But don't defend your boy Critical Grifter. Okay, don't do it. Don't. We can do a lot of things. Just don't. Okay, here's our cinema champion. Why am I saying she's a cinema champion? Here it is. Give me a second. Let me find it. I have too many things. I have too many windows open. You guys seen that video where the guy has like 1,000 windows open and the whole internet totally crashes? Okay, here it is. This is our cinema champion tonight. It is Olivia Wilde for the really strong invite. Look, the invite is, again, A24's having a year because Tony's great. This is great. You go back to, what was the one? The Deal? The what? The fuck? Help me out. The one with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. I liked it. I don't like it as much as the other two, but yeah. Look, Olivia Wilde says she fought for the invite to get a cinema release. They bribe you not to take theatrical. What does that mean? I looked at the article. We're not going to read. I can give you just the condensed Cliff Notes version. She said that they will pay you more to go to streaming because they just do. Like Netflix pays more for films than A24. So Netflix wants the invite because it's a great film. And Olivia's like, no, I believe in theatrical. And I'm going to sell to A24, taking less money. But she got what she wanted because she's a cinema champion. Olivia, we're going to get a trophy. I might just hand you my tuner bobblehead. I know it's not exactly a trophy, but it does have sentimental value. Speaking of a good film, sentimental value. This can be the cinema champion trophy. I'll just every week that I give one out, I'll just grab a random keepsake here from the desk. Like, what else do I have here? Holy shit. Oh, an X thing that, look, remember this? The X thing that goes back and forth between Pearl and X. These are the things I have collected on my desk. Oh, I'm sorry. I also have, yes, Marcel the Shell. There's Marcel. So, just random keepsakes. The drama. Thank you, Mark. I said 5 letters, right? I'm like, what is it? All right, hold on. Make sure I don't have anything else that I missed here. I got to a lot tonight. By the way, some love for getting to everything here tonight. Like we literally, dudes, seriously, just tell me something. Is there a show that goes from clowning the Grifters to 2 live reviews to comments about One Night Only to COVID mandates to Mark's awesome comment about this is what we do, man. Midsummer Vodka. Oh, good call. Good call. It's right there. No, Robert. Robert, don't do this. Listen. This is going nowhere. You guys, this is going nowhere. No one's ever getting the Gray Man popcorn box. This is the original prop of this channel. You've got Ryan and you've got Chris, and it's got dust all over it. It's right next to the desk. This is not. No one's getting the Gray Man popcorn box. This is not for anyone. Actually, I swear to God, there's no amount of money you could pay me. Okay, maybe $100,000, but that's the lowest number I'll take. $100,000 for the Gray Man popcorn box. Otherwise, I'm not selling it. It's the only deal. Don't even hit me with $990. No, $99,999. Nope, this is not Price is Right. $100,000. Anything under that will never be accepted for the Gray Man popcorn box. Physique critique. Fine, we'll do one live. I got 10 minutes. We can do one. Who do you want to do? Oh, let's do Monica Barbaro. Let's do a Monica Barbaro physique critique. Yeah, let's go, everybody. Let's find a picture of her in skimpy outfit. Weber, you're so troubling. Oh my God. Here we go. Here's something. Look, she's on the cover of a magazine. Hold on, here she is. We're on her Instagram page. Let's find the one from, of course, the dress from One Night Only. Hold on. Let's just look at that. Let's just look at One Night Only. Hold on. And then we'll use that for her. Here. This is it. Hold on, guys. That's her. There it is. Okay. Let's. Oh, can you see it? I don't think I have the right one up. Give me a second. There it is. Okay. There's Monica, and this is her in the movie. If you haven't seen the movie yet, it's highly recommended. There's just a lot of stuff to like here, right? From a physique standpoint, you're looking at pretty much everything in the proper place. Long, beautiful legs. This is when the haters go, oh my God, this guy's so troublesome. I can't believe it. He loved a movie that features a trans killer in Camp Miasma, but now he's objectifying women, saying that Monica Barbaro has nice legs, which the movie talks about. You clown. I'll do what I want because I can get away with it. I'm not Jabba the Hutt. I'm not 3 strands of hair. That's the difference between me and them. I can do this. They can't. The other people go, what? I get away with so much shit because of how I'm built. Let's just face facts. If I was built like Jabba the Hutt, you guys would be like, I can't do this. This ain't gonna work. But the way that the Ace is built, I can talk about Monica Barbaro. I'll fire. Guys, this is like, let's just be straight up about this. Monica Barbaro is a 9.5 out of 10. Like, dudes. And I told you this, and I mean this, and don't make me pull up pictures. I will pull up pictures, but I don't want to do it. I'd have to crop out the face because then you know who it was. I said this before, and I mean this. And look me in the eyes right now, everybody. I need you to lock in, and know I'm telling you the truth. My college girlfriend at The Ohio State University looked like Monica Barbaro. Same thing. If you guys saw her, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, it's very, very, very similar. We're like this. We're like, 6'7". 6'7". So it's just true. Well, guys, what? You think I'm going to make that shit up? Bro, I don't know what she looks like now. I mean, if anything, I think I've actually gotten more handsome. Frosty closed his eye on Monica's screen. He couldn't handle it. Yeah, I bet. I'll bet he couldn't. So there's your, how about that? Yeah. Certainly. That's a great point, Johnny. Let's go ahead and start the comment blast closeout, as a matter of fact, because we're just about out of time here. So if you haven't had a comment, I'll get to as many as possible. I'll do them as fast as possible. Yes, because 2022 had Tar, Decision to Leave, After Sun, and Moon Age Daydream, 4 films that I have like 95% or higher. I still think those 4 films I would take over. Oh man, Camp Miasma I had it 94. I mean, I have no problem putting 95. Camp Miasma is in that category. It's dude, it's just Oh, I love that film. I really do. I'm going to see it again probably tomorrow, definitely Tuesday at the latest. I'm going to see it again, maybe twice more. It's fantastic. So Camp Miasma is a great film. But yeah, those 4 films from 2022 were better than anything 2023, 24, 25, 21, 20. You go back to 19, you got a Parasite that's at that level or higher. Parasite's pretty much a masterpiece to me. And you look at Tar is at that level, and I think Decision to Leave is Moon Age Daydream. All those are 5 films, and I think Camp Miasma for different reasons. I think Camp Miasma as a directorial aesthetic is going to be higher ranked than the story, but I still think the story is strong enough. So that's kind of where we're stuck, right? One's a little higher than the other. I think on Parasite, you're kind of locked at the same level. Tar locked at the same level as far as filmmaking and screenplay. I think Decision to Leave, filmmaking and screenplay, probably filmmaking a little bit higher. And then you look at Moon Age Daydream as an experience, right? Moon Age Daydream, the Bowie doc as an experience theatrically. I saw it 4 times in theaters. I would if it was, let's just say this, if Moon Age Daydream was tonight, at AMC 16 at 9 o'clock, I'd be on the way over to see Moon Age Daydream again in IMAX or even any screen. I would go watch it again. That's how much I love Moon Age Daydream. Brett Morgan, dude, classic, all-timer. So yes, great comment. Live trailer reaction to Primetime. Let's do it. Fine. I was going to do that. Let's go ahead and do it. And then, because I was going to do that. Thanks for reminding me. I have not watched it yet. And I've got something to say about that no one else has, by the way, because Weber's really well versed and educated on things. Get ready. Here we go. This is going to be the live trailer reaction for Primetime with Robert Pattinson, where he plays Chris Hansen, right? Chris Hansen, right? Scott Hansen's the guy from the NFL Red Zone. All right, here we go. You guys ready? Let's pull it up and let's do it live. I've not watched this. I swear to you, I've not seen this. So here we go. This is down. This is up. Get ready. Make it big. And here we go. Primetime. I'll stop as need be.
Come on in.
Are you sure your parents aren't home?
I'm sure.
Hey, it's the kid from the Wes Anderson film, Grand Budapest, right? Yeah.
Night planned.
Who are you?
You should have a seat right there. I'm Chris Hansen.
Stop. Real quick. Pattinson is so good. He's a chameleon. Okay. He changes his voice and just his overall, just kind of like his overall demeanor. He just kind of like locks into someone different. He is a true actor. He is not someone who plays himself in every movie.
Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens online. You see how this looks, right?
That's very good. That's very much on the nose. By the way, quickly on Lance Oppenheim. He directed a documentary I loved about the villages in Florida, which is in Ocala or nearby. It's a retirement community. Really good documentary. Came out during COVID when we were locked in our houses. But yes, I'm familiar with who Lance Oppenheim is. See, that's what the Ace does. The Ace is better. That's why we're the gold standard.
I don't really like your show, but America loves it. So I need to move you to Catch a Predator, 9 p.m. prime time.
It'll be bigger than Lost.
My name is Dan Plum.
Do you know what you're auditioning for?
Oh, it's the kid. I don't know about that casting because he's been in, obviously as we know as Jimmy, from Superman. Not really in love with that casting. I think he's a good actor, but you know what I mean? Like instantly I started thinking of Jimmy.
So you are playing a 13-year-old?
Is there time for a rehearsal?
We're gonna shoot the rehearsal.
Come in.
They're gonna love this.
Predator has never earned the recognition it deserves. I want something that matters. No more bottom feeders. I want a whale. Don't you ever just want to...
Very Joker.
Maybe what I do is a little worse.
This could be our greatest segment yet.
Barbara? We're going to him. We don't do that. They come.
Oh, that's interesting camera angle. Just real quickly on that, right? Wait, Fableman's only good thing about Fableman's this shot.
We're going to him. We don't do that. They come to us.
I don't understand what I'm doing here.
What you're doing is more than acting. You're cleansing the world of an ancient evil.
Let's catch us a predator.
Who gave you permission to do this?
You have no plan.
I
have to put him on television.
You're gonna be so proud of me.
I don't want to be a bad person. Your definition of bad and my definition of bad are vastly different. What would have happened if I wasn't here?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm into it. Pattinson, again, is a true actor, chameleon, really throws himself into the role. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's going to work here. Also, remember, I used to be in TV news, so I understand this whole thing. Get the story, right? The ratings, all this stuff, man. People go to the craziest lengths, and that's what this film is going to detail here. And obviously, it's another thing that's going on now. I don't know if you remember, but on Instagram, there's a lot of channels, YouTube as well, where they go out and they get these dudes, very much like what Hansen did on Primetime, only they're doing it on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff. So it's the same mentality, right? Set up a trap, get the guy, and then confront him. And so this is something that looks cool. And by the way, it debuts at Venice, if I saw that properly. So that means that this is a film that they consider to be very good. Look, now we're at the point as we get into the middle part of August. We're still in the early, but let's call it middle. We're almost at award season, right? Once September hits and we get to Venice and we get to Toronto and Telluride, right? All those film festivals there, that heralds the beginning of award season. And this means that this A24 thinks it's an awards film. I will say that in the past few years, though, it is starting to erode that you have to be at the end of the year. You look at an Oppenheimer, obviously an Odyssey this year. Granted, that's Nolan. But you go back and you look at a Black Panther, you look at a Get Out, you look at the films Everything Everywhere that debuted earlier in the year. You just had to have the ability to drag the momentum and stretch it throughout the entire award season. You go and you talk about a film like Rocketman, that if it had come out in the fall, it would have been a much stronger Oscars contender, including Taron Egerton. But because it debuted so early in the year, they were trying to get the summer box office, and it didn't really do that well, right? Not compared to Bohemian Rhapsody. It didn't fire at award season, and Paramount really tried to make it happen. The problem is they shot their load too early, right? Oh my God, I can't listen, Weber's done some shit, but I'm just telling you something. That shit is over the line. We've done some things here, but that was a bridge too far. Hey everybody, that's a bridge too far. I'm the critical grifter. That's a great tie-in. There's our beginning and our end bookend. What a beautiful, beautiful symphonic finish here. By the way, that was the comment blast closeout. And if I didn't get your comment online, I'll get as many as possible. But I do have something I want to do tonight. I was, as I mentioned earlier in the show, I was a club DJ back in Columbus, Ohio, back in the early 90s. I was DJ Webslinger. You can look it up. It's 100% factual, just like everything I said, including my girlfriend looking like Monica Barbaro in college. So I was a DJ at raves, at warehouse parties, all this crazy shit, dude. I want to make a movie one day about what it was like in the 90s in Columbus. It was nuts, man. Gay bars, straight bars, everything you can imagine I've seen, because that's what the life I lived at one time. And one of the artists that I was totally into was William Orbit. And this week, William Orbit passed away. He was God gifted with a sonic talent, right? The ability to turn a track into a very singular production as a remixer and a producer for Madonna. You probably heard his song, like, I Will Remember, from that movie. What's that movie called? But William Orbit is really a seminal artist for me when you go back to Progressive House and the music I used to play in the club. So tonight we have our closing track, and then we're going to roll out of here. It's one of my favorite productions from William Orbit, who is now passed away. Rest in peace. One of the best we have ever had. Tonight we close with One Dove's Breakdown, the William Orbit Sonic Stereo Odyssey. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time on